Hello, my lovely YouTubers. So in this video, I want to talk about my very first American Orchid Society judging experience. I'm not sure if any of you guys have ever had a plant judged, but hopefully this video will be informative as well as entertaining because it was really interesting watching the judges do their thing and judge my plant. I only entered one plant and it was really perfect timing because my Ctsm had just started to open up its blooms, and the judging event, it started to open up its blooms on a Thursday, and the judging event was on Saturday, so it was perfect timing, and I wanted to hurry up and get the Ctsm there because the fresher the blooms for Ctsms, the better, because they really do start to fade pretty quickly, and they start to get brown tinging around the petals, and it's not good for show. So anyways, perfect timing, and I was really excited, and I drove 2.5 hours to the judging event, which was also a sort of orchid festival. It was the Breezy Hill Orchid Festival. You guys probably heard me talking about it. I've also been talking about it on Facebook and Twitter. If you guys follow me there, you already know the things that transpired at this amazing festival. But anyways, so my first judging experience, it was hard getting this orchid into a car, first of all, because look at the spike. Look how long it is, and Ctsms are those orchids that if you trigger the little hairs on the inside, they eject pollen. So it was really hard to get this orchid to the show, but I did it. Lots of towels and lots of staking meticulously to make sure that this orchid made it safely to the show. And I got there, and there were 4 other plants being judged. There was a species orchid, a hybrid Phragmipedium, and a hybrid Cattleya, and then my plant, and there was another one, I think it was a Vanda, that was also being judged. So out of those orchids, the judges sat down after, it was like probably 12. I got there at 9 o'clock, and then at 12 was when they did the judging. So I was waiting on pins and needles the entire time. And I've never been to a judging event before. And this is different because when you go to an orchid show, they do AOS ribbon judging, and they also do like AOS culture awards and things like that. Culture is different than, or flower judging is different than AOS ribbon judging. For the flower judging, they only look at the flowers. They don't look at the leaves or the rest of the plant or, any of that. They only look at the flowers. So one of the judges told me I actually could have just cut the bloom spike off and taken that in, which I had no idea you could do that, but apparently you can. So a lot of times what growers will do if they have a particularly amazing plant and they want to make sure that they're the first ones to register it, what they'll do is they'll cut off the bloom spike and actually mail it, overnight it to an AOS judging center to have it judged so they can, be the one to name it. So anyways, I didn't know you could do that. No one else did that. No one else sent in flowers. They sent, they brought the whole plant. So I didn't feel left out. But anyways, there were, I think, 9 or 10 judges, and they actually explained the process, which the explaining could have been done a little bit better because they were very soft spoken, but anyways. So there were 9 judges, and they all sat around, and they took my plant, and it was so nice of them because there was a barbecue as well going on during that time, and they actually moved the judging from outside to inside because the barbecue smoke could actually trigger. These guys are so sensitive. Excessive heat can trigger them, excessive cold can trigger them, if you touch, if you sneeze. So the barbecue smoke very well could have triggered the blooms. And once the blooms are triggered, they don't last. They start to die, and they look really crappy. And for judging, obviously you want the freshest blooms. So they had my plant. It was the first one to be judged, and I really wasn't expecting anything. I brought it on a whim. I actually asked a lot of people on the American Orchid Society Facebook group page if I should even take it to judging, because I am not one that sees judging what the judges see. I see what a grower sees. I see what my baby is. And I thought it was amazing. I think all of my orchids are amazing, though. So I didn't see the judging eye, and I didn't think mine was anything special. It's special to me, but you never know what a judge is going to see. They could think it's complete crap. So I didn't even know if it was worth taking, and they were like, take it, just, if it's your first time, just take it, see what happens, you'll learn something. So that's what I was expecting. I was expecting a learning experience. And the judges took 20 or 25, maybe 30 minutes to judge. I mean, they are meticulous. This was the first Ctsm Jumbo Longan ever to receive an award. Yes, that is right, guys. I won an American Orchid Society award for my Ctsm. I was so excited. I was so happy. It didn't even dawn on me. They were like, oh, we're going to give this one an HCC. And I was like, oh, okay. I didn't know I'd actually had an award. It took some seconds to sink in. And then I was just so excited. And they were like, whose plant is this? And I was like, mine. And I was so excited. And I gave them my information, and they filled out this cute little thingy. This is the description of my plant, and I got to name my plant. So I named it Fuzzy Nubbins. Do you guys see that? Fuzzy Nubbins. Because it is a fuzzy nubbin. It has cute little fuzzy blooms. So they took 20 to 30 minutes to judge it, and that's because they look at any other Ctsm Jumbo Longans that have been awarded. And since there weren't any awarded Ctsm Jumbo Longans, they look at the parents. This is Ctsm fimbriatum by Ctsm atratum. Well, I'm not going to even mess with that. Ctsm atratum by Ctsm fimbriatum. And those are two species, so this makes a primary hybrid. So they look at the species, and they try to see if the flowers are an improvement on the parents. So they look at spotting, they look at shape, they look at how many blooms there are. There's just so many things. I mean, they measured everything. So here are the measurements for mine. You can see width in centimeters, length in centimeters, and they did the natural spread, the dorsal sepal, the petal, the lateral sepal, and the lip. So they did every sort of measurement that you could possibly do. So the description for my plant that they gave, which will be on the American Orchid Society website pretty soon, 10 light green male flowers on one pendant inflorescence, sepals spotted chocolate brown, lateral sepals heavily reflexed, giving appearance of birds in flight. Petals heavily spotted, chocolate brown, lip golden yellow centrally, margins stippled chocolate brown, fimbriate, meaning it is a fuzzy nubbins, and column cream, stippled brown, anther cap cream, substance very firm, texture matte. So they describe in detail the blooms on this orchid. And my Ctsm received an HCC with 77 points. I know I spilled beet juice on, but I'll get an actual certificate from the American Orchid Society. So this is just like basically saying, hey, you got an award. So anyways, I was really, really excited. But yeah, they described the parents, and then they compared it to my plant, and it has to be nominated. So one of the judges has to nominate it, and then they go around and they say, they basically take points off. So the things that they took points off for, they took points off for the lip not being as wide as it should be. And it's definitely not as wide as it probably should be, but this is a first bloom, so I'm hoping the second bloom will produce more flowers, first of all, and then second of all, I hope that the lips themselves will be wider. So another thing was low flower count. It only has 10, and for Ctsms that's actually considered low. They should have minimum of 12. And the highest they can be, they can have like 20 on one inflorescence, and that's not unusual. So I'm really hoping for great things from this plant in the future, but for now I will accept my award, which is now called Ctsm Jumbo Longan Fuzzy Nubbins HCC AOS. So I have to change the tag, because the tag only says Ctsm Jumbo Longan. So I will change the tag to reflect my brand new award. And I hope you guys, if you have something special in your collection, look around for an American Orchid Society judging center, or if you live in another country, I'm not actually sure how that works in other countries, but see if you can get it awarded. It increases the value of the plant, and now I feel comfortable if I want to breed with this plant. I know that it is a quality plant to breed with and produce more quality plants. I know that at this judging event, there were some really amazing plants, and the judges passed over on them. Mine was the only one that got awarded at this event, so I was pretty proud of my plant, because there were 5 others there, and none of them got awards. So yeah, I can show this one again. I can't obviously show it on the same inflorescence. I have to wait till it blooms again. But I want to wait till it blooms again anyways, because I hope that it'll create more blooms. And because it has an HCC, it has the possibility of being an AM AOS, or maybe even an FCC. Who knows? We shall see. But yeah, so my first judging experience, the judges were very meticulous, very thorough. They cross-referenced. They had like a little program, I think it was like Orchid Whiz or something. You know, I can't remember what program they used, but those programs are not cheap. So you really want to be a judge if you're going to buy the program. So anyways, they cross-referenced in their program, and they looked at the species, and they looked at pictures online, and they wanted to make sure that this was an improvement of the parents. And like I said, they took 25 to 30 minutes to judge this one plant. So they are extremely thorough, and of course they were talking about my plant, and my plant actually had like a lot of, oh, it's so gorgeous. And you know, my friend was telling me, she was like, Brittany, did you know that they were really impressed with your flower? And everyone was talking about it. And so it just really makes you feel good. So if you want a little confidence boost and you've got a good looking orchid, take it to an American Orchid Society judging event, because your confidence will never be higher than when people are talking about your plant in a good way. So anyways, that was pretty much my first judging experience. They did take professional photos, which if you guys are American Orchid Society members, you'll actually be able to see my orchid on the American Orchid Society website, because they have a news section where they showed the most recently awarded plants. So the professional photos of my plant will be on the American Orchid Society website soon. I'm really, really excited. I also get a certificate in the mail from the American Orchid Society showing that my plant is awarded, and I'll frame it, and yeah, it'll be great. And I have to pay, I think it's like $30 or $40 to register the name. But the great thing about my plant is that it is awarded. So that means that I have the only awarded Ctsm jumbo Longan currently. And any divisions from my plant are awarded. So they will bloom with the exact same flowers that you guys saw right here. So anyways, I have the only Ctsm jumbo Longan fuzzy nubbins. And I think it's really, really awesome, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you have any questions or comments about judging, and if I didn't answer anything, leave a comment down below and I will answer it. You can also follow me on Facebook and Twitter, and you can see some more pictures of my plant that I got awarded. And subscribe to this channel for more videos like this one in the future. I love you guys very, very much, and I will see you later.